I think a lot of our identity is in the decisions we make, right? And one of those decisions, as you pointed, is how do we look at our life, right? We could look at it with despair and, groveling, like just, oh, life sucks and everything's awful,
Right.
That's a decision you can make. And your identity can be, wow, you're like a Scrooge, like
Yeah.
Scrooge lived in a realm where everything was actually good, but his perspective on life was what made his life sour. It defined who he was. That's why it's called a Scrooge, because you're like, you just hate everything, right?
Yeah.
But, there's also something said about like little Tim, like had nothing, but his perspective on life was everything.
Yeah.
And that defined who he was. And I think that that's exactly what you're talking about. It's like you have the decision to be one or the other.
Yeah.
Choose Tim, don't choose Scrooge.
Right.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I want to leave the audience with is a phrase by Carl Jung.
Carl Jung. Yeah.
He says, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. I think that very much complements what you're saying, right? It is the gift of our life to be pursuing identity.
Yeah.
That's the gift.